In this video, I'm going to cover the basic operations of the physical pendulum experiment, which is EX-5518. Now this video is just going to be one of a couple of parts. First, we're going to be exploring the period. So to start off, let's go over the equipment. We have an 850 interface. Connected to this is our passport rotary motion sensor. And then we also have with us a rod and a large A-base. We have two discs here, or rather two rings, one thin, one thick. And then we also have a couple of discs, one standard, one with a hole that's offset, and a regular shaped piece, and then a regular bar, rectangular bar, which is what we're going to be using for this part of the experiment. So to start off, we're actually going to need to remove this wheel from the rotary motion sensor. So just undo this thumb screw and pull it off and set it aside. And there's another screw that comes with the set, the pendulum sets, and it's a little bit longer. We're going to attach the rod to this end here. Actually, let me put it through the hole first. There we go. Then we're just gonna tighten that screw. I'm going to mount it on the rod stand here. Make sure that the cable is clear out of the path of the pendulum, otherwise it will skew your results a little bit. This should be fine. All right. So this is the basic setup. Now let's go ahead and open up Capstone here. And as you can see, I already have it opened up to where it needs to be. So let's just get right into the procedure. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to be recording the period of the pendulum in this current position. And then we're going to go through and actually we're going to move through the period through each of these holes here, all the way down to 4 centimeters away from the center hole, which is the second to last hole. So to start off, we're just going to get this pendulum going here. Then we're going to hit record. And we want at least 10 cycles on this, so about 15-second run. And then once this is done collecting, all right, it should be sufficient. So now we're going to go through and find the period on here. So to do this, we're going to be using the coordinate tool. And we're just going to look at the distance between these peaks, from peak to peak. So we have a delta T of 0.9. Another delta T of 0.9. And then you're going to be recording these as you go and then take an average. But I think might luck out. Okay, 0.9 again, and then leapfrog over, 0.9. And then again, from here to here. Oops, let's zoom in there. Do we get the right point? No, we didn't. There we go. So we got 0.9 again. .9 again. So we'll just safely say that the average period for this run is going to be 0.9 seconds. So we'll go ahead and record that right here in this table. There we go. There we are. And you basically repeat the same process through each hole. So we'll remove the rod from the rotary motion sensor. Goodness, there we go. And then we'll put it in the next hole. and then repeat this process 5 more times. But because that'll take a while, I've already collected some data that I'm just going to paste right here in the table. And so what this will do now that we have all these data points, we can go to the next page in the capstone file. And we can actually get, or let's scale this down a bit. Let's make this a little bit bigger so we can see the entire curve here. So there, now you can see that that curve isn't exactly flat like it was first indicating. But it does in fact have a curve to it. So what we can see, the goal here is to find which distance away from the center will we create the shortest period. And just by looking at this graph, we can see that occurs at the 8 centimeter mark. Now we want to compare this to our theory. So if we go to analysis page 3, there we go. So we have these points on here. We need to compare that to our theoretical equation. And we'll go on the calculator here. And this equation is directly out of the theory page right up here. Go ahead and hit this. And then we need to fill out some of the other parameters, like g, for example, acceleration due to gravity. And the units are meter per second squared. And then next we need to define L. L is the, or actually B rather. B, if you notice, it's just that unit that was inside that square root. So this will be L squared over 12. And let's put this in parentheses here, just so we can't create any confusion. Oops. There we go. And it's going to ask what L is. Well, L is the length of the entire bar here, which was 28 centimeters. Which will be 0.28 meters. And then X is the distance from the pivot to the center. And this unit is going to be in meters. So now we've defined all the parameters in this equation. We can close that. And we can also show, oops, there we go. Add another plot axis, and we will add the there we go. Actually, that's not right. Need to find the user entered I just created. There we go. That one right there. So you can see just by comparison, the red graph is our theoretical, what we would expect to get with these values, and the blue is what we measured. So we can confirm with a confident degree of accuracy that the theoretical does in fact agree with the measured. And that's how you do part one of the physical pendulum set and finding the period.